Jude, verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua. Jude, verse 6. And the angels which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushua, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders, great millstones. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect of Israel. Shalom. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Yahushua is coming back to break us out of prison. Yahushua, our Lord and Savior, our Messiah, our anointed one, the Holy One of Israel, the sacrificial lamb of the Most High, Yahweh, and the conquering line of Judah is coming back to break the Israelites out of prison. And by prison I mean these human bodies, these corruptible bodies. Yahushua is coming back to set us free from these chains.
The first man is of the earth, earthy. The second man is the Lord from heaven. As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye. The last trump for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed.
From these prisons, because these human bodies, these corruptible bodies, are likened unto chains of darkness. Okay? Which is a prison. These are prisons for our spirits. And Yahushua, he's coming back to make us free, man.
Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful elect out there that's pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful elect, the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua. And what I want to get into today, was responding to another video dealing with, the M.O.B. Alright. Now, as we understand, Esau Edom, everything he's doing, alright, is trying to put a more, secure firm on the planet Earth. He already has control of the Earth, but he's trying to lock in even more. He wants even more control. He wants complete, access, to everybody, their thoughts, what they're doing, their finances. He wants complete and absolute control over every human on the earth, And this M.O.B, which everything that we're seeing is leading up to, all right, that's going to be his main way, that he just possesses, power over each individual, man. And that's why the consequences of not taking it's going to get to the point where you'll be put to death, you'll be beheaded, or however he decides, to take you out, and we know even some of the believers of Yahushua will be beheaded, for their testimony, what the scriptures say, we know that's part of it. You see, matter of fact, let's get it, let's get that get a couple scriptures, then we'll play the video. Now when you get Revelation, I believe it's 20. Alright. This is Revelation 20 and 4. And it says, Revelation 20 and 4 says, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. Yeah, it's going to be brothers, you know, it's going to die while giving their witness of Yahushua, man. You know? Hey, head under the guillotine, still giving their witness of Yahushua, man. Because we know, alright, as believers of Yahushua, not to bow down to the image of the beast, man, not to take his mark. Alright? And those thrones, alright, those men, alright, that make their ultimate sacrifice, hey, they still got thrones waiting on them, man, which is rulership, you know? And it says, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushua 1,000 years, man. You know? And that's that first dominion. Alright? That's that New Jerusalem coming out, alright, of the heavens, man. You see? Out those chariots, man. And that 1,000 years, just a 1,000-year period to get the earth back in order and to establish righteous for an eternal kingdom. Alright? The kingdom is never ending without end. You see? But that 1,000-year period gonna be a period where righteousness is enforced through rigorous captivity on these heathens, man. You know? Because it has to be a standard set in the earth, man. Alright, the earth has to be reprogrammed from wickedness to righteousness, and it's going to be done with a rigorous captivity. You see, that first 1,000 years, and after that, Esau, Edom is going to be done away with. And see, these elites know these things, so what they're doing is trying to extend, alright, their power seat. You know, that's why they're trying to get a more firmer grip, alright, on the masses through what, man? Through the mark. Now, I'm going to play this video. And we'll get some more precepts. But I'm going to let it play all the way through, you know, and then we're going to, you know, go into it, man, you know.
The Federal Reserve might want to fix your wallet by turning it from this into this. Though your wallet is still designed for dollar bills, Americans have been using cash to buy things less and less over the years. That's part of why the Fed is considering digitizing the US dollar, giving people money they can access on their phone and bypassing electronic payments that can be slow and costly for businesses. Some see this as a necessary upgrade to the US financial system, but others worry it could potentially upend commercial banking.
There are some very, very difficult questions to answer, but I think...
And you see he's selling it as an upgrade. And that's the whole thing with this man and his solutions, alright, that he comes up with is their upgrade. He presents death as an upgrade, man. You know, this is the devil that we're dealing with, you see?
We are engaged in a serious program to understand both the technology and the policy issues.
A central bank digital currency, or CBDC, is exactly what it sounds like. A purely digital form of a country's money issued by its central bank that people can use just like cash. It's true that cards and apps already allow for electronic payment, but behind the scenes, these financial transactions involve several steps, settling payments over a patchwork of systems.
The plumbing of the system is still based on a cash system.
Josh Lipsky is the director of the Atlantic Council's Geoeconomic Center and says the U.S. financial system is still pretty old school when it comes to moving money around.
You know, it's based on banks talking to banks, saying, hey, I need you to transfer this to me. We've updated some of that over the years, but if you were to look back, a lot of it dates back to the 1950s and before, and that's not a great way to run a modern global economy.
After a debit card is swiped, the transaction can flow through several
A modern global economy. You see that? A modern global economy, man. All roads lead to the M.O.B, man.
entities including point-of-sale systems, payment networks like Visa and MasterCard, your bank, and the merchant's bank. This system can take up to 3 days to move money between accounts, and often comes with transaction fees that can weigh heavily on small businesses, who experts say may have to pass the cost onto customers or put restrictions on card usage. These extra costs can limit their revenues and customer base. CBDCs could bypass this system. allowing digital money to flow directly between two people, in the same way you hand over cash at the register. One method the Fed is considering is issuing digital wallets to Americans directly, or through commercial banks or other financial service providers. The digital dollars themselves would be no more than computer code, possibly stored on a central ledger at the Fed or on a distributed ledger like many cryptocurrencies. When you use your wallet to pay for something,
like many cryptocurrencies, and you see, all right, people are going ballistic, insane with these crypto stocks. It's all leading you to the M.O.B. Everything leads you to this man's M.O.B. That's the end game, all right?
the Fed would take the digital cash out of your wallet and deposit it into the merchants, simplifying the process and doing it without fees. These could be done through an app on a phone, or for those without smartphones, an SMS text message or debit card. Besides frictionless payments, a digital dollar could help the 8.4 million unbanked households who don't have a debit or credit card and can get left behind in a cashless world. For example, instead of mailing checks, the government could deposit your tax refund or stimulus payments directly into your Fed wallet, making the money available immediately.
Your tax refunds or your stimulus payments. Listen to this man. Everything that they're doing is conditioning you for this. Your tax refunds or your stimulus. You know, this man is doing nothing but condition the earth for this M.O.B, man. You know, and he's telling on himself, man. The scriptures tell you. All right, let's get that real quick, and we'll get back to it. You know, let me know if y'all still can hear me, cause I see it dropping down to 0. Ain't no telling. You know, Esau mess with the live so much now. This is Psalm 64 and it's Psalm 64 and 8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves; all that see them shall flee away." And that's what we're seeing. Esau's own tongue is falling upon him, man. And see, the reason why we can pick up when his own tongue fall on him, because we understand what he's trying to do. We understand the end game. And we know everything that he's doing in between is nothing but a method to get to a particular end game that he wants to achieve, man. You see, so when we hear, you know, like we can direct deposit your stimulus checks and your income tax, all right? All he's doing is just conditioning you to be ready and apt to accept, you know, the M.O.B, man. You see?
Immediately. Proponents also say CBDCs offer a much more effective tool for central banks to enact monetary policy. Right now, the Fed influences interest rates across the entire economy by setting borrowing rates between banks, known as the federal funds rate. But this is often a fraught process that doesn't always produce the desired results.
The Fed sets this benchmark rate and other private banks are supposed to queue off it, and then your mortgage is supposed to queue off it. Does that really work? How much time does it take? And the answer that economists will tell you is it works, but there are probably more efficient ways to transfer monetary policy.
Economists believe that if the Federal Reserve were to assign interest rates to the money stored in digital wallets, it would be much more effective at influencing economic decision-making at the household level. According to a January survey, 60% of central banks around the world are currently experimenting with CBDCs. The Bahamas was the first country to release a digital currency, called the Sand Dollar, in October 2020. And China has been developing and testing a digital version of the yuan. But there are questions about how a digital currency would work in the US.
Legitimate digital public money could help drive out bogus digital private money. It could help improve financial inclusion, efficiency, and the safety of our financial system.
You see how all they're talking is upgrade, man. Upgrade. But that's those sweet words. You know, everything this man is trying to present to destroy you, he presents it as an upgrade, man. You know, but that goes to them sweet words, man, as you read in Psalms 55 and 1. It says, the words of his mouth was smoother than butter, but war is in his heart. Yeah, because you dumb, stupid Americans, you think, you know, just because they giving you these stimulus checks and, you know, giving you, you know, a pardon on your mortgage and your rent, you know, you think that because they finna start giving you tax credit, you know, $300 per child. You know, you think because this man is doing all this thing All right, those are nothing but those smooth words. This man has war in his heart, in his mind. He built to deceive and destroy, man. You know, that's how this man is built, and a lot of people are going to be taken, by those smooth words, man. Oh, it's an upgrade. It can help this. We can drive out this. It's going to help the whole financial. We're going to be able to fight poverty. You know how this nigga talk, man. You know, we're gonna be able to just give, and we're gonna help redistribute the wealth, and he gonna say all that old good talk, but this man is prepping war, all right, against you people, man. It's a war. The American government is at war with you people, man. You know, and you still standing in line voting, all right. You still, all right, dedicated to trying to hold up to society, and the government is at war with your dumb ass, man. You know? And it says his words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Yeah. This man is sharpening that sword while he's handing you out all this money, man. He's sharpening the sword for you while he's putting direct deposits in your bank account. There's a sword sharpened for you, man. You know? So let's let the rest of it play.
System if that digital public money is well designed and efficiently executed, which are two very big ifs.
The recent rise of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and private currencies like Facebook's Diem have spurred central banks to explore CBDCs in an effort to keep pace. Experts say these alternative currencies expose the risk of money and payments circulating outside the watchful eyes of central banks.
This is a blind spot for them, because when they're setting monetary policy, they like to know how much money is in circulation, broadly how that money is being used, and so that helps them understand the macroeconomics and the fundamentals of the economy at any given time.
But by keeping up with new competitors, CBDCs could threaten to leave traditional banking behind.
So if the Fed were to become a bank in a traditional sense and actually issue people money and hold people's money directly, then you might hold less money in your Bank of America app, and that would cut into their business model. So they have to think about how digital currencies affect their business.
Because of these issues, the Federal Reserve is still studying the scope and structure of how a digital dollar would work and how it could be integrated into the current banking system.
The Fed doesn't want to start dealing with 300 million customers overnight. They're not equipped to do that. So you don't want to call up the Fed at midnight and say, I forgot my password. This is not something the Fed wants to be doing or can do. So they need to think about who to work with to deliver digital dollars.
The Fed would also have to tackle privacy concerns over how anonymous digital dollar payments should be, and whether the money should be restricted to specific transactions or programmed to expire after a certain time period to encourage spending. It plans to release a discussion paper on the benefits and risks of a digital dollar this summer, and has said it wouldn't move forward without support from Congress. Many experts say the Fed will need to figure out a digital dollar to keep up with the pace of a rapidly changing global economy. What that looks like remains to be seen, but it could mean using this a lot less.
So there you have it, So they're showing you what direction they're going, and then they talking about they considering that they gonna do, they need support from Congress. No, they own the Congress. All right, it's an agenda. It's already planned out. It's already pre-planned. Then they say, well, we gotta keep up with Bitcoin. No, they know exactly what Bitcoin is. All right, that's not no blind spot for them. No, they just using it as to make it seem as if they coming up with these solutions on the fly. No, they already had these things pre-planned, man. They already had these things pre-planned. Now, I want to go to an article, which is gonna go into it as well. But it's going to go into it from a different angle. See, it all leads to the M.O.B. They just coming at different angles. That's another thing with this New World Order. They have it, broken down like in 5 parts. And you think that these things are working separately, but they're working for the same agenda. You have the medical, you have the finance, all right, you have the military, you have the agriculture, and it was one more. I remember watching on the video, but those are the 5 main components, that they're using to push their agenda. And you look at it, you would think that they're working separately, but no, they're all working for the same agenda, the same end game. All right, And it says this is from RT, and it says Russians who forge vaccination certificates to violate Crown Royal regulations could get a year in prison, warns influential senator. It says as Moscow looks to halt the spread of the Crown Royal by imposing restrictions on the non-vaccinated, a leading Russian senator has revealed that citizens who use fake documents to game the system could face up to a year behind bars. So what do you have? They're creating a problem. All right, they creating a problem by now you have fake vaccine passports. You know, and it said, and they knew people was gonna do that. It's easy to get a piece of paper, copied and make it look, cute. That's easy to do, man. And they know people was gonna do that. All right, but they got a pre-planned solution, and guess what? They going in you. All right, that's gonna stop the fake cards. Them going in you with their with their M.O.B. You see, it says a Monday, cafe, bars, and restaurants in Moscow can only accept customers who have been vaccinated. You see that? You see that separation? On Monday, cafe, bars, and restaurants in Moscow can accept only customers who have been vaccinated against Crown Royal, man. Hey, this is where it's at, man. Not bowing down to this man's image. Is gonna get all right. It's gonna have us on the outside looking in of this society, man. But we know it must come. And at the end of the day, we're already detaching, man. We have nothing to lose here, man. But everything to gain through your house shot. So they pushing that for that divide between the max and the unmax, man. And there's gonna be a lot of friction, a lot of tensions. I think Eliashawama did the video the other day in California where you had I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They did a concert for only vaccinated people, and you had the unvaccinated people on the outside protesting, man. So that's another catalyst, to chaos, man. And it says those who have been ill with the V in the past 6 months, or visitors who have had a negative PCR test result in the previous 3 days, locals who qualify can obtain a QR code on the government service portal. Because of these restrictions, many unvaccinated Muscovites, are looking to other methods to gain a code for access. However, influential Senator Andriy Klishis has told RI Novosti that if caught, it could lead to jail time. It says acquisition, storage, transportation for use or sale, or use of knowingly forged certificate as an official document is punished by up to 1 year in prison, the lawmaker warned. The new restrictions in the capital were announced last week, and since that time, fraudsters have started putting fake QR codes up for sale on the dark net. According to the Avinji Volution, a digital, you see that? A digital, a digital risk management expert. The documents are being sold for an average of 11,000 rubles, which is equivalent to $150, each. It says when a restaurant employee scans a genuine version, the electronic device shows information about the customer, including their vaccine status and passport number, and the customer can then be allowed to sit inside. However, a fake code links the device to a different website cloned from the official government page in the hope that the worker won't notice it's not legit. You see that? So what you think they're gonna do? And you see them scanning your code, your passport, your V passport, pulls up all your information, your status. What do you think the chip gonna be used for, man? So we see where this thing is going, man. You got different avenues, but they all got the same destination. That's the M.O.B. And see, because we understand the end game, we see this devil itching towards that, man. We know this is nothing but another method, as the scriptures say. I believe that's in Ephesians. It's in Ephesians 5. No, I think it's Ephesians 6. Let's go to Ephesians 6 and yep, this is Ephesians 6 and 11. It says, "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil," man. All right, and we know part of that armor is what? Faith. You know, our obedience. You know, puts a hedge around us, man. You know, righteousness, understanding. All these things are armor. You know, they're a defense unto us in these times, man. Because there's a lot of people walk around with no understanding, and they're subjugated to the instructions of the devil, man. All right, they're waiting on his next command. They waiting to see if they gotta get a booster shot. They waiting to see if they got a mask back up. They waiting to see if they just waiting on commands from the devil, man. You see, but we're in the know. We walk in the light, man. We have a defense. All right, we can stand up against this man's wiles. All right, with our decision making because it's based in knowledge, man. You see, now you go into a Greek word. All right. It goes into
Strong's G 3180, methodia,
which is what? All right, you get that word method. All right, his methods. You know, it says cunning, arts, deceit, craft, and trickery, man. You see, and we know what this man is about. It's nothing but trickery that this man is up to, man. You know, with his M.O.B. pushing that M.O.B, man. All right, we got this. We steps ahead, man. That's all praise to Yahweh Shema Shai, man. We can see this, man. All right, now this is from the brother Azarah Yahweh. This is Ecclesiastes 7:19. It says, "Wisdom strengthening the wise more than 10 mighty men which are in the city." Yeah, hey, because you can have all these guns, you can have a whole crew of people that's expert in, ex-marines and, experts in, guerrilla warfare. You can have all these things, man. But if you don't understand, all right, not to take this man jab and his M.O.B, all right, if you don't know this man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, you through. He gonna beguile you with his trickery, man. Wisdom goes before all these things, man. You see, and we're gonna be preserved by this wisdom. Verse 18, it says, "It is good that thou shouldest take hold of this year." It says, "Also from this withdraw not thy hand, for he that feareth the Most High shall come forth of them all," and that's their remnant. You see, because we're living our life through the fear of Yahweh Shema Shai, and that fear is going to make us not accept this man's mark. All right, it's going to make us not, bow down to this man's image, man. Hey, we rather die, all right, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai, man, than to live and try to be comfortable in this wicked ass society, man. And it's all through the fear of the Lord. You see, this is brother Gashan, 72. All right, this is Job 20 and 23. It says, "When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating." Yeah. So while this man is establishing, this is doing all this propaganda to forward his agenda, he's gonna get to a certain point, and then the Most High is gonna intervene through Yahushua, man. World War III gonna jump off, and that's gonna be the scenario. That's gonna be the scene where Yahushua enter into the movie, man. So we're seeing this man for his agenda, which actually he's running to his own destruction. The closer and closer he gets to fulfilling his agenda, the closer he gets to Yahushua, and he can't deal. You see, he has no answer for Yahushua. He doesn't even have an answer for the angels, man. So what he gonna do with Yahushua? So the more we see this man push towards his agenda, the closer he's bringing himself to Yahushua, man. The scripture say he gonna be brought to the king of terrors, man. You see, yep. So yeah, I ended there. I just want to address that just go into that, how, what we're seeing is all these different things that we're seeing is leading to this man to present the M.O.B, all right, as the solution. The famine, the chaos, the violence, you see, the Bitcoin, the pandemic, the pestilence, all these things that we see happening is pushing people and conditioning people for what, man? The chip. You see, the M.O.B, man. So, yeah, Lord will you brothers and you few sisters edified, just want to touch on that. Once again, we'll give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakakodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessed salutations. Hopefully, till next time I say shalom.